Let's move on. Do you know which institution has the main source of developing financing for Latin America? It's an institution that was created in the mid-past century, the Inter-American Development Bank. Almost 2 years ago, a new president took over, and under his leadership, the institution is trying to reshape and to implement a new strategy, under the belief that financing is not enough. So we have to be focused on data and evidence to have an effective work and real impact. The president of the IDB is here today, and he's going to share with us his insightful and ideas about his leadership and the role of the institution in the Americas. So please welcome Ilan Goldfajn, president of the Inter-American Development Bank.
Thank you, Gustavo. It's all about impact and effectiveness beyond the money, which is very important too. It's great to be here at the Concordia Annual Summit, which promotes public-private sector collaboration, market-led solutions to some of the world's biggest challenges, and that's exactly what we want to do at the IDB. The IDB history of collaborating with Concordia includes participation in recent summits. We were in the Amazon, in Guyana, we were in Miami with them. We're also in Concordia's participation in our inaugural Bid for the Americas, which is our new program that I'm going to tell you about. Ensuring that we have a strong, thriving, democratic Western Hemisphere requires a stable and prosperous Latin America and the Caribbean. In fact, the region's success is important for regional security as well as for our capacity to address all the challenges, including migration. I would like to focus my remarks not on our challenges, which I just mentioned, but rather on the opportunities that I see for Latin America and the Caribbean. I'm going to talk about the Americas Act, trade and investment, about regional supply chains, and finally, I will explain the Bid for the America that I just mentioned. For decades, Latin America and the Caribbean has been viewed through the lens of its needs. But today, I believe the world, the US, needs also Latin America and the Caribbean. That's because the region's potential to be part of the solutions, including with food insecurity, reliable supply chains, critical minerals, and other. Latin America and the Caribbean is mostly democratic, with notable exceptions, conflict-free region. This provides an opportunity to strengthen regional integration, especially with the US. Latin America and the Caribbean offer unique investment opportunities in the current global context. I do believe that we may be at an inflection point. Investing in Latin America and the Caribbean makes plenty of economic sense. Let me give you numbers. Gustavo was mentioning evidence. Let me give you numbers. For each dollar of US direct investment in South America and Central America, so every dollar that gets exported to the US, it comes back with 26 cents of export to the other side. If you look at Central America, it's 45 cents that comes back. If you think about Mexico, 48 cents. Compare this with 15 cents of China export that goes back to the US. So we believe the region can be a partner, not just for solving the big challenges, but an ally for trade and integration. And that's why the Americas Act is paramount for Latin America and the Caribbean, but also for the US. When it comes to trade, for example, the Act refers to the new rules of accumulation of origin. this could play a central role in boosting intra-regional trade, supporting local industries, and reducing dependency on non-regional suppliers. In fact, expanding access to free trade with the US to a larger number of countries in the region could help integrate more countries into Western Hemisphere markets. Promote exports, attract investment and technology. You will give smaller economies an opportunity to participate in the supply chains, boosting growth and jobs in the smaller economies. Therefore, you're going to root the communities in their countries. According to our estimates, and again, numbers, the rule of origin that comes with the America Act could boost by 9% the inputs of other countries in the region into existing Latin America exports in the US. The Act also includes measures to improve e-government solutions, reduce informality, and that reduces corruption. This will help strengthen one very important value, which is law, rule of law, and governance. The IDB shares this value and shares also the view that regional trade is central to development. Indeed, promoting regional trade and integration is in the DNA of the Inter-American Development Bank. As Gustavo mentioned, when this was born, is about region, is about Western Hemisphere. So we support all these efforts. We are supporting also the American Partnership for Economic Prosperity. We host them just a few months ago at the IDB in Washington. Now we are doing some competitive analysis in 10 Latin American and Caribbean countries to find ways to enhance the important supply chains from each of the countries of Latin America towards the US and back. We are also working with the World Trade Organization to create a policy framework for Latin America to boost digital trade with a focus on services, female business leaders, small and mid-sized companies. We do assist countries in modernizing things, customs, border, ports, airports. We help export agencies, and we help also small and medium internationalization through co-financing for export. But let me talk about BID for the Americas. BID is our IDB, Inter-American Development Bank in Spanish. But also we would like to companies, US companies, to bid for the Americas in our procurement. We created the BID for the Americas as an ambitious programs to attract investment. We want to encourage more companies to participate. We have 3 pillars. One is procurement. We have 4.4 billion in just 12,000 contracts in Latin America. Can we attract more companies? So we're doing all the tools we have with apps, with a bidder center, with more information. We also help you with regulation. How can you navigate trade and finance? And finally, we have our IDB Invest, which is our private sector arm, where we finance companies. So if you go to Latin America, you join with a company there, we will be able to help you with the financing. So, as you can see, we are fostering opportunities and connecting potential investors to the region. But when we talk about the region with investors, they ask us one fundamental point. We want stability. Economic stability, social stability, regulations, that's what we want from you. So yes, that's what we are doing. We have our policy-based loans. We promote better policy. We help governments actually have independent agencies. We have support for institutions. Lately, it also means promoting citizen security. In the region today, Latin America homicide rate is about 4 times the world average. It costs the region 3.5% of GDP each year, double of developed countries, just the issue of security. half these murders in Latin America are connected to organized crime, double the global average. So we are now working and propose to launch a regional alliance for security, justice, and development in Latin America. We believe that with this alliance, we could cut off the oxygen of organized crime through reducing the financial flows and other matters. So, to sum, Latin America and the Caribbean stands at a pivotal moment. Through initiatives like the Americas Act and our Bid for the Americas, we are laying the groundwork for stronger regional cooperation, resilient supply chains, and sustainable development. By addressing the region's challenges and opportunities, we can promote its development and ensure that it plays a prominent role in making the entire Western Hemisphere more prosperous. Thank you very much.